Hello everyone, this is JJ LPS here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make LPS hair or wigs for your LPS. So today I'm going to be teaching you 5 ways of doing it. I'm sorry, but I have a bird and it will keep screaming from the depths of hell. And I'm going to be showing you every step, or at least I'm going to tell you everything you need to do, everything you need to gather from your house, every kind of utensils you'll have to use for this. So bear with me, this is my second attempt of doing this video. I tried to make it once in the past, but I had a couple of problems speaking because I'm bad at explaining in English, or bad at explaining anything in any language. So the first type of LPS wig or hair that I'm going to be teaching you how to make is the feather hair. Everyone is asking me, everyone is questioning how the heck... Yeah, I get it. Shh. Well, I think you saw that I only have like one wig, and it's the one that Dexter wears. It's because this type of hair was an accident, because I did not plan making this wig at all. What do you actually need for this wig is an LPS that you think you don't really need, or an LPS that you dislike. Some glue. I'm going to be putting a picture right here what glue I use because I don't have it anymore, and maybe a couple of information about what kind of glue is it, and feathers, of course. But the feathers that I used were a little bit different. Some of them were straight, some of them were curved, and I tried them on my LPS so they match, because not every feather that I used was the same as the one that I wanted to use, so it was pretty hard to obtain this kind of hair. So the thing about these feathers was that they were not originally brown. So the reason why I took the wig off, it was because the glue took the properties or the color from the feathers, and it didn't stain Dexter, but I was afraid it would stain him, so I took it off, and now I have this rubber band to secure it on top of his head, because if I don't do that, it will do this. This type of hair is pretty hard to make. You just need to be creative to make something like this. You have to search for certain kind of feathers to put on top of it. You need to trim them a lot. As you can see, the first one is trimmed. These ones are trimmed in a certain way. I don't know if you can actually see them. So I can't really show you how to make these because, first of all, I don't have the glue that I used back then, and I don't have any kind of glue that would be safe for my LPS. Second of all, it will take me a long time, couple of hours even, to make this kind of hair. So if you really want to try to make something like this, it's on you. So I'm going to move on to the next type of LPS hair. This one is a little bit easier, but only in a sense of putting it on your LPS, and not really when it comes to the things that you need to make it. Does anyone remember Ash, like my second former mascot that I never used from my Star Wars series? Yeah, well, maybe you saw a couple of thumbnails. He had some hair on, made from 2 parts. So this is fake fur, and it actually took me a while to make this because I had to measure the space between the ears, how long do I want to make the wig or this piece of hair, and is it okay to cut it in half so I can stylize it. And actually it was better to do it like this, but as you can see, I took it off. I used the same glue, so I'm going to be putting the picture of the glue again. I don't know where you can find fake fur. I guess you can find them online, because where I got this fake fur from is kind of weird. I got it from a blouse that I found it on a second hand because I really wanted some fake fur to paint it and use it for some other project, but it didn't really work out, so I wanted to make it red. It didn't work. Again, for this you need the same glue, you need scissors, you need a lot of patience, and you just need, I don't know, maybe a couple of reference pictures that you can take from internet and see how to stylize this certain wig or hair. I think after I glued it on the LPS, I used the hair dryer to give it some shape, and afterwards I took a little brush from my LPS and brush it. This hair looks pretty bad, and it needs a little bit of brush. The only thing that you can make with fur is maybe mohawks or similar hairstyles, but I took inspiration from a person that is LPS Sergiata. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. She has a YouTube channel and also a Instagram. I should give her full credit because this is where I took the hairstyle from. This is the Great Dane that she has, and she has some hair on, and it's pretty cool. I should include another type of hair, but I never done it. I know someone else done it, and if I can find a picture, I'm going to be putting a picture right here. Its name is rooting. What's that? Well, have you ever seen a Barbie doll? It has lots of hair, right? It looks like real hair, but not really, because it's just plastic. Well, some people take the hair out and put some back on. Well, how can you do it on an LPS? Well, you do some holes in the head of LPS and then use some stencils, and bada boom bada bing, you're going to have an LPS full of hair. I know this video is supposed to be very explicative and all, and I only showed you a couple of things that I have and didn't really actually showed you live how to make these, but you are going to love this next awesome type of LPS hair. I know this is the moment that everyone has been waiting for, because everyone was asking me or telling me, hey, make this video, please make a wig tutorial. And yes, today is the day, my dudes. Ah! Okay, sorry. Well, come on in, come on in. My newest LPS wigs that are totally very vibrant and colorful. And oh my god, JJ, how do you make this? Please tell me right now. Okay, fine. It took a while. You can't just do this and these guys will appear on top of your LPS. You need to train a little bit. So I'm going to be showing you like one of the first ever LPS wigs that I made. Can you see it? Do I look great or not? A little bit of backstory. I saw this person on YouTube. I forgot the name. It was a Russian LPS tuber making LPS accessories and mostly LPS wigs or hair for their LPS. And she was using eye clay. What is eye clay, you're asking? This is eye clay. This is a brand of very soft clay. Probably similar to slime, but not as slimy. And it's a very safe clay that I use to make these wigs. Because it's so easy to use, you can buy like a couple of colors and then mix them, and you can get even more colors. As you can see on this one, I only had like red, blue, white, and yellow, and I used these colors to make other colors. Pink was made from white and red, and I have different shades of pink because I use either more red or more white. Of course, orange was made from yellow and red because that's how you get orange, and so on and so forth. I made this and it took a while, of course. And this one, this is the wig that I used for my LPS Miraculous Ladybugs kit. Yes, you can take them off. You can take them off very easily, and this is the way they look like. We need wrapping plastic. It's a thing that you usually pack up your lunch in. I'm going to be putting a picture here, and it usually looks like this. It's very transparent, and you will use it to protect your LPS in case you don't have any kind of LPS that you dislike, and you can put the clay on top of them. Even though I tested it and I can say, hey, this clay will absolutely not stain any kind of LPS, I am still afraid, and even though this thing is very confusing, I still put it on top of my LPS so I can make the wigs The LPS that I'm going to be using so I can make a wig will be this one, and I'm going to be putting this thing around her. It's going to be a little bit tricky. I really don't use these, but I'm just going to be showing you how I used to make my wigs. What are we going to do now? So we're taking the eye clay. I'm using this one because I want to finish this one. Also, here are the colors that I made but never finished, and put them back in the container so I can, you know, use it another time. So now I'm going to be making the wig. How? Just sculpting. That's all you need. And then after you sculpt, you need to let your LPS rest for a day. You really need to be patient when making these. So I'm taking this off, and I'm taking some clay. You can use some water because this kind of clay, it air dries very fast. It's an air dry clay, but don't use a lot. Use like a drop or two of water. Otherwise, your clay will totally disappear and it will turn into a red puddle or whatever color. Of course, close your container after you took some bits of clay, and the only thing that you have to do is to sculpt the whole thing on and let it dry. That's the whole thing. Okay, so I made the most simple kind of hairstyle that I could think of, and as you saw, I had a little bit of troubles using this. It's very tricky, so that's why I'm telling you, use an LPS that you dislike and has the same base as the LPS that you want to make the wig for, because it will be much easier for you to sculpt on top of an LPS and not on top of an LPS and this wrapping plastic. So I'm going to be leaving this wig dry overnight. I know it isn't the best wig that I could make. As you can see, I made better wigs, but I have limited time to work on this. I'm going to be showing you in just a couple of seconds the way this thing looks like. But if you are working on a clean LPS, you have to be careful. That's why I told you to let this kind of wig dry overnight. You have to be very, very careful when getting it out. I am advising you to use a utensil or something so you won't break it, because it will be a little bit tricky and it will take a while till you perfect this technique. I almost broke this one because these two parts didn't really connect that well. I was almost able to break it, but it's all good. It's going to stay like this for a while. And also you can paint these, but I advise you to not paint the whole thing with a very, very thick layer of acrylic paint, because well, it will chip off. This is one of my LPS customs, and as you can see, I use the same type of clay and the color is rubbing off. You can also use different colors to make something like this, but you will never be able to make like a transitions between colors when mixing the clays. I really don't know how to do that. If I wanted to share with you guys a couple of more things that I made out of this clay. So I made this color, but I never use it, but it looks kind of like you're strangling your grading LPS, whatever. And I made a coat, and I'm going to be using Dexter. I hope I won't break it because it's really finicky. And this is the way the coat looks like. Doesn't look too bad, doesn't it? and I can put it on and take it off, but of course it has a thick layer of acrylic and it starts to chip off. So I have two other LPS hairstyles. One is stupid and one is I've saw it, I've seen it before, but not really. So the stupid one is a pipe cleaner type of hair. So here is my model. Voila! And we have a hairstyle. Well, how do you make it? So I have this pipe cleaner that looks kind of weird because it has bigger and smaller parts of hair. My main language is in English, I'm sorry. And I just cut it and measure it on an LPS head, and now my short hair has a very ugly hairstyle. Paper hair. Yes, have you ever thought of that? Yes or no? In the comments below. Oh, it rhymed. I made this one for a husky. Let me find a husky. Well, I don't have a husky at the moment, so you'll have to bear with me. I'm going to be using this panda, okay? So this is the emo hair. These things are glued on and are 4 layers of paper. I had paper, scissors, whatever kind of paper you want. You can use a black paper or a white paper and color it black with a couple of markers, but I wouldn't advise that. I would take colored paper already. And I cut a couple of forms. I drew them first and then cut them out and then stuck them together, and there you go. Here is some emo hair because I like to be emo. I'm not emo, but I like to be. I made a Batman mask. This video was long. I'm very sorry I couldn't explain it better. This is my second attempt of doing this video and it's hard. It's really hard. It's really hard because I don't really have the proper stencils at the moment, and people really wanted me to make this video, and I wanted to make it too so I can push it there and give it to you and be like, hey, I made this video already. So here we go. I made it. I finally made it. Sorry for this whole video. I know it was bad. I know it took me a while to make it. Thanks again for watching and see you next time. If you want to check out some other videos, you'll have some links in the description. Also a link here, here, and here to subscribe. And you should click on the bell notification button, because apparently YouTube will not notify everyone, even if they are subscribed to a certain channel, that they uploaded a video. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye guys. You are already my universe and I'm really sorry for this awful video. Bye.